What's going on, people? Hope we are all doing well. Welcome to another round of the Game Room. As always, I'm Steven Broski, and today I'm diving into the clip that the entire gaming industry has been heavily criticizing. Joe Rogan shared his thoughts on video games earlier this week and basically now has the entire gaming world against him. I'm going to play the clip here shortly, but want to quickly summarize. He states that he is against video games, that video games are a waste of life, and that most people will never receive any money playing video games. Now, I do want to say that it has taken me this long to make a video on this because I went back and forth so many times, and I have decided not to take any sides on this clip, and I will tell you why. I strongly believe that Joe worded this entire clip just very wrong. He worded it very poorly. He seems to be focusing on monetary value of gaming rather than any other benefits. He doesn't even mention any other benefits in the gaming world. Yes, there are people out there making millions playing, but I know countless people out there that play video games for tons of other reasons, and even they have real jobs as well. I'm not saying it's not a real job, but yes, they have other jobs. There are also social benefits of gaming, playing with friends, family, and even meeting people from all around the world. And since the world is in the pandemic right now, gaming nowadays is the way to socialize without leaving your house. There's a huge list of benefits that I won't even get into that I have personally experienced. Heck, I even learned most of my IT stuff from playing Halo 2 and bridging hosts. Yep, back in the day. Anyway, here's a clip that has everyone stirring, or at least part of it.
Video games are a real problem. They're a real problem. You know why? Because they're fucking fun.
Addictive.
And you don't, yeah, well, I have a real problem with them. And you do them, and they're real exciting, but you don't get anywhere.
Right.
It's like you could do, like martial arts, right? You could learn jujitsu. You get obsessed by jiu-jitsu, and then 3 years later, you're like an elite jiu-jitsu athlete. You're entering in competitions. You're a purple belt.
You're moving up.
Yeah, you're doing well. Right. You're thinking like, I might be able to open my own school one day.
You got confidence.
Yeah, if I have 100 students and those 100 students are paying me X amount of dollars per month, I can make a living. Holy shit, I can have this would be amazing. And then you see your jiu-jitsu school, and your jiu-jitsu instructor has all these students and drives a Mercedes, and he's got a nice family, and like, that's the future. This way, you're doing something exciting and fun, and you don't. Or you could just be playing fucking video games. 3 years later, you could be that same kid just playing video games, waiting for the next whatever the fuck game is, next Xbox game to come out, and you're gonna waste your time.
So yeah, there you have it. And I really think that Joe just worded that entire clip poorly. If he had another chance to speak his mind about the gaming world, it would probably be different than what we just heard. Now, a lot of people don't realize that Joe is a huge gamer. He loved Quest and he loved Halo. Sounds like he probably wasn't the best, but that's okay. He's a millionaire anyway. But yes, he focuses solely on the monetary benefits in this clip and claims that video games are a waste of life. Not too long after the clip went viral, huge names in the gaming world started to chime in, and obviously this didn't surprise me, but what did surprise me was Ninja. Ninja was one of the first people to chime in, and even when he had a response, he focused solely on money. And if I were in his position, I probably would have taken it another route and explained that there are hundreds and thousands of other benefits of gaming rather than just money. But here's Ninja's response.
Most recent clip going on about Joe Rogan, his comment about video games or like gamers, and I think where he was coming from, or what he was talking about specifically, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but what I watched the whole thing and try to get context of it. I watched before and after the clip that was just being posted on or on Twitter. It sounds like he's talking about like the top 1%, like the very odd or one-off chance that you're going to be a professional player, an esports player, and a successful one at that, right? I mean, you can be a professional esports player and, beyond like a tier 2, tier 3 org, which is not maybe paying you the most. And obviously if you're not winning and being paid a lot, you're not a big streamer, then you're not really making a lot of money. So I'm assuming he's just basically talking about, the top 1%, you're winning every tournament, you're on a top organization, you're making a shitload of money, you're successful. And I mean, he talks about how, gaming can potentially not really get you anywhere, right? You're putting a lot of time into it and you're just mindlessly playing video games. I just don't think what Joe doesn't really understand then the full context of what the gaming community is and how many different avenues you can be successful in gaming. I mean, there's streaming, just content creation, YouTube, you know, being a professional player, being a freaking coach. I mean, like, you don't like like you can be incredibly understanding of a game, but not have the physical capacity to be able to, get pentakills every single round and every single game. But that doesn't mean that there's not a job for you, right? That doesn't mean there's not a place for you in the gaming community where you can be successful. Especially when coaches are being valued more and more in the gaming community now, which is a beautiful thing to see because coaches have been in sports forever. So, I mean, I'd love to go on and talk about it more, but I think that if you guys are in the gaming scene, we all know there are so many different ways you can be successful. There's so many different ways that you can make a living out of it. So keep gaming, continue to educate yourselves, and love you guys.
Okay, so again, Ninja took the approach to talk only about money in his response, and out of coming from someone who's played the game so long, I'm very surprised that he did this. Personally, I wouldn't have. I thought this was a poor choice. DrLupo, however, had a response, and before getting into his response, I do want to point out that yes, there are some people out there that play video games and waste life, but that is such a low percentage of the total gaming population, which is why I think a lot of people are so pissed off about this. So many of us out there play video games for multiple reasons rather than just wasting life. There are millions of kids out there playing video games and trying to be like their favorite streamer. Please tell me the difference of those kids and other kids looking to become their favorite athlete, looking to be the next LeBron James, looking to be the next Ninja. You still have that person to look up to, and they're playing video games for more than just wasting life. And again, I think that the reason so many people are out there that are upset about this is because there aren't really many gamers out there just wasting their life away, especially in 2020. But anyway, here's DrLupo's response, which, as you will see, DrLupo was not too happy about the situation. Here you go. Listening to this podcast is a waste of time if it's all you do all day and wait for the next episode. Generalized bad take is bad. Anything can be harmful in excess. Video games have made many people successful. They are the cause for a majority of my friendships, etc. All right, and finally, I want to end today by reading off one of my favorite responses here. TSM Chica responded and said, I think the main problem here is the notion that a fun activity needs to produce money to be worth your time. What if it makes you happy? What if you bond with your friends and get stress released through video games? Probably the best response I've seen. But either way, there you have it. Take it as you will. I personally have decided not to take any sides here and think that if Joe had another chance, which he probably will get, he would word that differently. And I think the whole thing is actually great for the gaming world. And it may sound weird, but hear me out. I do think that Joe will have a major streamer on his podcast in the near future to discuss this a little bit more. Now, let's end today with hearing who you would want on this podcast. If you had to choose one gamer to be on the JRE podcast, please comment below on who that gamer would be and why. Other than that, everyone enjoy your evening and hope to see you all next time. I'll check you guys back here later. Peace!